Yes, it's my engagement ring.
Oh, let me see it.
Oh, well, it wouldn't interest you. It's a star sapphire, but I happen to be rather fond of it.
I got some very pretty sapphires in my cabin. You like to see them?
Well, I'm afraid they wouldn't interest me.
How do you know till you see them? I got a star sapphire I think you like.
Well, I haven't any money to spend on things I don't want, Mr. Collada.
Oh, I don't want you to buy it. If you like, I give it you.
Are you trying to make a pass at me?
Of course. You don't blame me, do you? I think you're the best looker I've seen in donkey's years.
Mr. Collada, my husband is a very jealous man. If I told him about this, he'd probably... Well, anyway, he wouldn't like it very much.
You wouldn't do that. You're too much of a lady.
Oh, will you please go away?
I haven't offended you, have I?
Yes, you have. Very much.
I can't think why. What I do? If a fella falls for you, he can't help it, can he? After all, it's very flattering for a fella to fall for you. You can't deny that.
Depends on the fella.
I suppose I'm just not your type. Oh, well, you can't blame me for trying, can you? But most people I like me liking.
Yes, I suppose you do have your triumphs. There's no accounting for taste.
No ill feeling.
Not on my part? No, of course not. Why should there be?
Bless the spirit. Good night.
Good night.
God bless.
Tie my tie, will you, for me, darling?
Stand still, silly.
Can't help it. It's so wonderful to have you again after 2 whole years away from you.
During which time I expect you were consistently unfaithful to me.
I was not. You're the only girl in the world for me. And well, you know it. You do know it, don't you?
Yes, of course. There you are. I shall be ready in a minute.
You did miss me sometimes, didn't you?
Yes, of course, all the time.
It was hell for me. I was terrified you'd meet somebody you liked better.
If I had, what would you have done?
Killed him. And you.
Oh, dear, I'd better watch my step, hadn't I?
Certainly had. Those are new, aren't they?
Yes, do you like them?
They look very expensive. Don't know how you do it on what I give you.
They didn't cost much. £8, as a matter of fact.
Really?
Yes, I got them in one of those places in Oxford Street.
Well, nobody would ever know.
Oh, well, that's a relief anyway. Come on, we're late enough already.
Greg?
I got one, thank you very much.
Good luck. Good luck.
Mr. and Mrs. Ramsey.
Ah, glad to see you. You know everybody, don't you?
Hello.
Do sit down.
Hello, Ramsey.
What do you have?
I'd like a dry martini, please.
Me too.
What time do you expect the dock, Captain?
11 in the morning. There's nothing much to see, but if you want to go ashore, there'll be plenty of time. We shan't sail till 5.
As a matter of fact, Mr. and Mrs. Ramsey and myself were thinking of having lunch at the Grand. Then Collada asked us to join him. We couldn't think how to get out of it, so I think we've decided to stay on board, haven't we?
Yes, of course he's landing, isn't he? I imagine you won't be sorry to be rid of him.
I certainly shan't.
Cigarette?
Yeah, thank you.
Huh?
Thank you.
Do you know he's got his good points? Those prizes for the fancy dress dance he bought himself.
Uh-huh.
Chief steward says they must have cost a peck.
Oh, he's generous enough. You have to fight him to let you pay for a drink.
And yet he's managed to make himself the most unpopular man in this ship.
He really is terrible, and you know you can't snub him.
No, you could kick him out of the house, slam the door in his face, and it would never occur to him that he wasn't welcome.
I suppose as he's leaving tomorrow, I really should have asked him into cocktails this evening. But I simply couldn't bring myself to. He is quite impossible.
Mr. Collada.
Hello there! Not barging in, am I? But that fool of a steward didn't give me your invitation. Cigar? Thank you, I'm smoking. Glad to see you. What do you have? Scotch and soda. I always stick to the liquor of my native heath. Hello? 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 Say when? Please. So you're leaving us tomorrow, Mr. Collado. Best of friends must part, you know. I'm going to Cairo to look at a pearl necklace that one of these pasha fellas may be willing to sell, providing he gets a good price.
Aren't you afraid that these cultured pearls will put you fellows out of business?
They'll never do that. They'll never affect the market for real ones. As a matter of fact, I'm going to Japan to look into this cultured pearl racket. Darn clever, these Japs. They tell me not even an expert can distinguish between real and cultured. That's what they always tell you. An expert can tell at once, and I'm an expert.
You believe in blowing your own trumpet, don't you?
What else is a trumpet for? I'm in the trade, and what I don't know about pearls isn't worth knowing. They'll never get a cultured pearl that an expert like me can't tell with half an eye. Take my word for it, Mrs. Ramsey. That collar you're wearing will never be worth a penny less than it is today.
It is nice, isn't it?
Nice? I saw it the moment I came in. I said to myself, those pearls are the goods.
Well, I didn't buy it myself, but I'd be interested to know how much you think it cost.
Well, in the trade, round about 1,500. But it was bought in Bond Street. I shouldn't be surprised if they asked 3,000.
£3,000, eh?
That's right, and worth every penny.
Well, you'd be surprised to know that my wife bought it in Oxford Street for £8.
Oh, don't make me laugh. They're not only real, but they're as fine for their size as any I ever seen.
Will you bet on it?
Bet?
A tenner, it's imitation.
Oh, done.
Darling, you can't bet on a certainty.
Why not? If I get a chance of making easy money like this, I should be a fool not to take it.
Well, how can you prove it? After all, it's only my word against Mr. Collada's.
Show me your pearls, lady. I tell you they're imitation. I can afford to lose a tenner.
Take them off, darling, and let the expert examine them.
I can't undo them.
Oh.
There you are.
I was mistaken. They're imitation.
If I hadn't been, I should have had a serious talk with my wife. Perhaps that will teach you not to be so cocksure another time, Mr. Know-all. Never mind. We all make mistakes.
What's that? It's for you.
For me?
The pearls were real then.
If you had an attractive little wife like Mrs. Ramsey, would you let her spend 2 years alone in London while you were in Aden?
Mr. Know-all.
Call me Max.